Hi, boys and girls. My name is Carrie, and I am Mrs. McDonald's niece, and I live all the way up in New York State. So I need to show you what the weather looks like today because I don't know if you've ever seen this much snow. So let me wheel the camera around so you can see. It's going to be pretty bright out there. We've got a lot of snow. See all that snow out there? It's really deep. We even had to carve a path for our dog to walk. But today I'm going to read you a book because it's Read Across America Week. So let me get this camera set up for you. And this one is a favorite of ours. And it is a book that my husband read as a kid, and we read this to our daughter, who's also 9 years old and in the 3rd grade. So this book is called Hiram's Red Shirt. And Hiram's Red Shirt is by Mabel Watts, and it's illustrated by Aurelius Battaglia. All right. Hiram had a beautiful red shirt. He wore it on weekdays and holidays. He wore it when he painted the fences and when he rounded up the strays. He wore it to picnics and parties. And when he twanged his guitar in the moonlight, it was a good, sturdy, sensible shirt. There he is in his red shirt. Every Monday and Thursday, Hiram washed his shirt in the kitchen sink, and he hung it on the line to dry. And then he carefully ironed out all the wrinkles so it would be ready to wear again the next day. One morning, Hiram was making pancakes for breakfast. Because he was feeling so fine and spry, he flipped one up tremendously high, and suddenly he heard a rip. The beautiful red shirt had torn at the elbows, but there was no time to fix it. Hiram had chores to do. There he is, flipping his pancake up. And he ripped his shirt. As soon as he finished breakfast, Hiram went out to the barn and milked the cows. He fed the chickens, he watered and brushed the horses. As he worked, his elbow kept poking out of the hole in his sleeves. "I'll have to patch up my shirt," Hiram said to himself. Hiram went to his room. Snip, snip, off came the shirt cuffs. Stitch, stitch, in and out went Hiram's needle. A little from here, he said, makes a little for there. The cuffs made excellent patches for the elbows. And that's him patching up his shirt. Hiram put his shirt back on and went out to feed the pigs. But without cuffs, his sleeves flopped all about and they got in his way. "I'll have to cut off my shirt tails and use them to make new cuffs," Hiram decided. Snip, stitch, snip, stitch. A little from here, he said, makes a little for there. In no time at all, Hiram had sewn on new cuffs on his sleeves. But now he had nothing left to tuck into his jeans. His shirt flapped in the breeze and he felt chilly around the middle. When Farmer Will saw Hiram, he laughed. "Looks like you've gotten yourself into quite a pickle," he said. Look at him, he's got a little belly shirt on. "It wasn't very smart to use my shirt tails to make new cuffs," Hiram admitted. "Now I suppose I'll have to cut off the bottoms of my jeans and use them to make a tuck-around piece for my shirt." "Two wrongs don't make a right," Farmer Wills warned. But Hiram didn't listen. Instead, he went back to snipping and stitching. "A little from here," he said, "makes a little for there." Now the red shirt had new elbows, new cuffs, and new shirt tails. Hiram put his shirt back on and he went out to feed potato peelings to the geese. Everything was fine until he walked into a patch of nettles near the goose pen. The nettles scratched and stung his bare legs. Back to his room went Hiram. He cut off the bottom of his red nightshirt to make bottoms for his jeans. Snip and stitch, snip and stitch. A little from here makes a little for there. And pretty soon, Hiram had red flannel bottoms on his blue denim jeans. Hiram felt pleased with himself for the rest of the day. But when he got into bed that night, wearing his cut-off nightshirt, his woolly blanket made him itch. He tossed and turned and scratched all night. Poor Hiram didn't sleep a wink. "A good breakfast will clear the cobwebs from my brain," Hiram said the next morning. So he ate a pancake, and he thought. And he ate 6 more pancakes, and he thought 6 times as hard. I made a lot of trouble for myself, he decided, when I took a little from here to make a little for there. Now I'll have to take a little from there to make a little for here. Snip and stitch. He took off the red flannel off his jeans and he sewed it back onto his nightshirt. Snip and stitch. He put the blue denim bottoms back onto his jeans. Snip and stitch. The shirt tails went back to being shirt tails and the cuffs went back to being cuffs. But now Hiram's elbows were poking out of his sleeves again. This shirt has seen better days, he thought. I guess there's only one thing left to do. So he went to his piggy bank. Instead of reaching for his scissors, Hiram reached for his piggy bank, and he went to the dry goods store to buy a brand new shirt. Hiram looked at pink shirts and purple shirts. He looked at plaid shirts and striped shirts. He looked at beautiful flowered shirts that really took his fancy. But he finally decided to buy another red shirt, just like the old one. When Hiram got home, Farmer Will said, "You know, I could put your old shirt out on the scarecrow out in my field." "Nothing doing," Hiram replied. "This shirt is an old friend, and I don't want to part with it. Besides," he thought, "this old shirt will come in mighty handy someday when I have to patch up my new red shirt." And that's Hiram's red shirt. Have a great day, boys and girls. Happy reading.